So, Marcellus, are you worried about the Cowboys and Dak Prescott?
Oh, yeah, I'm worried. I was worried as soon as I heard the word threshold. Come on, coach. Threshold? Threshold doesn't sound like it's right by you, does it? Like when someone said you got to cross the threshold, that means like, hey, how far? Binoculars? Telescope? What? Like, threshold doesn't mean like Dak is close. It means like Dak needs to do some things to get to the threshold and then cross it. It's kind of like when somebody says something is over here versus it's right here. You know, if it's right here, yeah, okay, dog, I'm with you. If it's over there, come on, man. And that's what Mike McCarthy just leaked out. And then now, currently, as we're doing this right now live on television, Dak Prescott is speaking about his calf injury, admitting that it was serious. Duh, Dak. Admitting that it was connected to the ankle injury of prior. Duh, Dak. Now this is a problem. That's why I'm nervous right here, because Coach was leaking, and now Dak is at the podium going all Usher confessions and just telling everybody, yeah, dog, I'm kind of messed up. My injury is serious. I never played the quarterback position in the NFL. Duh. But I did play with a calf strain, and I did have to cross thresholds from a Wednesday practice all the way to play on that Sunday. Let's just say I wasn't myself. And that's a football player who can use major muscles to compensate when you play D-line. You can use your quads, your hammies. You can get away with it, right? Run flat-footed. When you play quarterback, you got to use those intrinsic muscles, those small, minor muscles. And it all comes to play because it's a mechanical movement. They have to make sure that their foot is planted properly. If not, the ball's going to hit the beer man. The ball's going to hit the popcorn man. The ball's going to go everywhere on Dak Prescott. These are the reasons I'm nervous. They're leaking, they're confessing, they're admitting there's a problem in D-Town.
Confessions is, you know what, that was a serious moment for me in my life.
Uh-oh.
Listen, they were like our couple, okay? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I already know.
Of course I'm nervous. Of course I'm nervous. This team runs through Dak Prescott. They've made major strides this year. They're playing great. The defense looks improved. Zeke is running better. But this goes through Dak Prescott. Cooper Rush and Will Grier are not inspiring fear in any opponents. Now, if Dak is healthy and he's there, I'm not even concerned about it. But if he's not, they have a lot to worry about. Now, there is one saving grace. There's one saving grace, one sneaky little note about this particular game that does work in the Cowboys' favor. And that is that they're playing Kirk Cousins in primetime. We were just talking about primetime in the last segment. Kirk Cousins is not good in primetime. So even if Dak is not available, and they do have to go with Cooper Rush or Will Grier, Kirk Cousins is 8 for 16 in his career in primetime, 4-7 with the Vikings. His last 3 years against playoff teams or teams with winning records since he arrived in Minnesota has a record of 4-17 against playoff games. 2018 was 1-6, 2019 1-4, 2020 2-7. So we know what Kirk Cousins is. He's great in the 1 o'clock hour. So they have that working in their favor, do the Cowboys, because they are rolling. And that's what Kirk Cousins does when the lights are bright. But if Dak Prescott is not healthy, they are in a good situation. They are in a good situation. They have a 3.5-game lead in the NFC East. They're not struggling right now. If they need to sit him another week so he can get completely healthy, do that. Yeah. The Vikings are capable of winning this game if he's not out there. But if you got to count on anything, you can count on Kirk Cousins struggling in primetime.
Yeah, I've been a bundle of nerves with the Cowboys all season long. As you guys well know, I've expressed that a number of times on the show. I am now zen. I am now calm. The Cowboys have gotten me over being nervous about them. I was nervous about Dak Prescott when he had the muscle strain and wasn't able to practice. And he wasn't able to practice after missing most of last season. And what have the Cowboys and Dak Prescott done? They've defied all of that. So when I look at this, yeah, you must have a big house, Marcellus, because the threshold is basically the front door. And if that's a long way from everything else, that means that you have a really big house. And I actually appreciate the fact that Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys are approaching it this way, and they are being as accurate as they can about where he is. Dak Prescott is being accurate where he is and where he's been. That hasn't always been the case. So I think there's been some lessons learned, and I'm going to take them at their word that, yes, he needs to take that final step across the threshold, but they believe that he's right there to be able to take that step. And this may sound like we're piling on Kirk Cousins, but, well, I'm going to have to pile on Kirk Cousins, because to me, that's the missing linchpin in the reason for the Cowboys to be nervous. And surprisingly enough, it's not because of Dak Prescott and the offense. I'll get to that in a second. It's because of the defense. Yes, the Minnesota Vikings are 3-3 and have won 3 out of the last 4 games. And yes, Kirk Cousins has one of his best TD to interception ratios that he's had in quite some time, maybe even career-wise, percentage-wise. But you need to look at who he's played against up to this point and how the Cowboys' defense ranks in terms of ability on takeaways and interceptions versus everybody that Kirk Cousins has played up to this point. There's a stark difference. Outside of the Cardinals, there isn't anybody that is going to threaten to take the ball away from the Vikings and Cousins. You add that combination of an opportunistic Cowboys defense with Cousins' record in prime time, as Joy noted, and that is a bad recipe. That is a recipe for disaster for the Vikings to do something special against the Cowboys.
Man, y'all think y'all slick up here. Oh, one of y'all is slick up here. Slick Rick. Boy, stop. I love it. Boy, y'all got to decode these words that people are out here just spewing, because you guys can really just say something and really not mean what you're saying, Slick. You say opportunistic, and you want us to think that's a positive. That means that most things you're not doing well, but every now and then you get out of character and do something great. That's what opportunistic means. That means you'll get an interception even though you're getting up yards all up and down the field. Cowboys defense, 4th worst in the NFL in pass defense, 4th worst in sacks, and they're 20th ranked in scoring defense. And this is an improved defense, and I'll give them applause, but opportunistic, you're right. That means for the meat of the game, most of the game, they're going to let you have an opportunity to go out there and make some noise. Here's another thing that you try to say in code. Oh, I'm going to take Dak at his word. He's fine. Dak was limited at Wednesday's practice. Let me tell you what that really means. Let's decode what that means. He plays quarterback, and he's limited at practice. Every quarterback in the league is already limited at practice because you can't touch them. They wear red jerseys. Oh, God, it's protected airspace. Do not touch the quarterback. And he's limited in a limited capacity? That lets you know there's something wrong. Let's go back to when the injury occurred, last play of the game. The reason why it was good for him, it was the last play of the game, because we didn't get a chance to see how he would perform with the injury. But we saw him limping off the field in Foxborough, right? All of a sudden, precautionary. He puts a boot on at a damn interview at the podium? Come on, bro. We all know the game. We know it's better than that. So then he does all of that, and then now I'm fine. It's nothing. And then you come out limited in practice in the limited capacity because you play quarterback with a red jersey on. And then the questions start firing. Hey, man, I thought it was all precautionary. Thought it wasn't serious. And now Dak is admitting it. You know why he's admitting it now? Because I think right now the prospects are he probably won't play. Just conjecture there. Let me tell you what these Minnesota Vikings are thinking if Dak doesn't play. Oh, we can win if he does play. We certainly can win if he doesn't play. You got to remember that they've won 3 of their last 4 ball games. You also have to remember that this team has 3 losses that were 1 score, including 2 of the 3 by only 3 points. They're that close right there. Dak Prescott on the field. If Dak Prescott all of a sudden, because of this serious injury, is not on the field, oh, Dallas is in some trouble.
Where's the almost win column?
Don't do that. She got me.
Oh,
Thank you.
we don't have those?
Thank you, Joy.
I'm with you, Marcellus. It's definitely something to be concerned about. And going into the season, there was a reason to be concerned about Dak moving forward. You want him healthy for the whole season. And he's coming off of a major injury. And as you know, sometimes when you come off of a major injury, you tweak other things. You're a little weaker in some places.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to get back to your new version of 100%. The only reason we bring up Kirk Cousins and the Vikings is because they've beaten the 2-5 Seahawks, the 0-7 Lions, and the badly fading Panthers at this point. And their losses are to the Bengals, Cardinals, and Browns. So as Rick mentioned earlier, you have to evaluate what it is, the competition that you've gone up against when we're evaluating where you are right now. Now, that all aside, the Vikings are still capable of winning this game. Are you nervous for the Cowboys is the question. And I'm not necessarily nervous in this particular game because if Dak doesn't play, we know he's dealing with an injury. He's confirmed it. McCarthy's talking about it with the threshold, which I agree with you, Marcellus. It's a big, scary word. Threshold.
Right.
So there's reasons to be concerned about Dak right now. But moving forward, you just want to get him healthy. They're in a good situation this week. They don't need to rush him back. Don't make the situation worse than it already is.
I can't tell you how good I feel that I've just been on the same side as Catwoman these first 2 segments. It just
Is that what
makes
we
me
going
feel like I'm
with?
truly in the
I feel like this is
Halloween
like
spirit.
a space lizard
No question
kind
about
of.
How you got leotards on your arms? Like, what is that?
That's how they made it.
What is that? Are you Catwoman right now? I don't want to.
I'm not cat. I don't know if there's no cat. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? I'm something. I match the backdrop.
Chester Cheetah? Anybody?